Energy Market Weekly Updates. Crude futures were higher last week with the JPX Dubai and other crude oil market on track for a third straight week of gains as global refined product inventory is still tight, and the North Hemisphere has started its driving season. There also has been a lot of turmoil in oil markets last week. With the EU banning Russian oil, OPEC accelerated its production increases, the United States inventory dropping once again, while the Atlantic hurricane season has started. At the end of the week, sentiment has started bullish and with improved demand outlooks following a robust U.S. job report. However, in-amount spread of major crude oil benchmarks seems more hesitant to move forward further. Oil price volatility is likely to remain very high this week. Last week, the EU members finally agreed to ban Russian oil. The bloc's Russian oil embargo will involve phasing out crude within 6 months and refined products imports in 8 months. However, the agreement has been watered down quite a bit from the original proposal. Instead of targeting all Russian crude imports, the EU will ban imports of Russian seaborne crude and approve a 2-year extension till December 2024 for crude shipments via pipeline for countries dependent on Russian supplies with no viable alternatives. This will ensure supply to landlocked countries such as Hungary in Central and Eastern Europe, which are very dependent on Russian pipeline supplies. In theory, this would mean around 2/3 of roughly 2.3 million barrels of Russian crude oil imported would be affected. In practice, the volumes might fall even further because the largest recipients of oil from the Druzhba pipeline are Germany and Poland, and both countries have already said that they aim to reduce Russian imports to zero. So the ban could target closer to 90% of Russian crude flows to the EU. The EU has also reached an agreement with the government of Britain to enact a coordinated ban on European insurance for Russian oil cargoes and some other financial assistance services. This will cut Russian energy exporters off from the Lloyd's market for H&M and from the international group of P&I clubs, which provides about 95% of global cover for tank liability. Other insurance markets remain available for Russian oil export, but the ban will further complicate the trade and make them more expensive. After holding broadly steady in March, Russian oil production plunged during April as the country's refiners proceeded much lesser crude due to slower product export and falling domestic demand in the wake of Western sanctions. According to an industry source, Russia's crude and condensate production gained 5% to an average of 10.2 million barrels per day in May, which was down from 11.1 million barrels in March and February, confirmed by official data. The total amount of Russian oil lost to the world markets is a moving target. As section tightened and a lack of storage forces producers to shut in more wells, a further loss of production expected in the coming month. On fears of falling Russian production, the OPEC Plus members agreed to raise their overall production targets by 648,000 barrels per day, or about 50% higher than previous monthly rise in both July and August, which also brings the final winding of the oil group's production cuts forward by 1 month. Oil prices rose in response to the deal, with some OPEC members have been struggling to hit their production targets in recent months due to lack of upstream investments or internal instability. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are expected to remain countries with enough spare capacity to compensate the shortcomings of other members. Both of Saudi Arabia has about 800,000 barrels a day of production upside that they can tap. Moreover, the fact Russia was left in the group suggests that the production from the alliance will continue to struggle to meet this increase in production quota. On the demand side, tightness in the refined product market continues to support crude oil prices, as healthy refinery margins should see refiners maximize their run rates. In Asia, the inter-month spread and crack spread for very low sulfur marine fuel oil soared to an all-time high, while diesel profits was hovering around recent highs. In the United States, inventory draws were seen across crude and refined products spectrum last week, in a sign of how summer demand continues to outstrip supply. Sweet and sour crude differentials remain supported by uptake to meet gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel demand requirements while reducing costs for energy and desulfurization. It's also worth noting that last week also marked the start of Atlantic hurricane season, as the first Atlantic tropical storm in the southern Gulf of Mexico was forecast to have formed. Those believe that this storm will miss the refinery role and have minor impact on oil production in the Gulf. It's a reminder that hurricane season is here, and this year any storm disruption will have a much bigger price impact on the back of very low inventories. Okay, that's what we have this week. For more information, please stay tuned to the JPX Energy Market Weekly Updates.